The Toronto Youth Cabinet is marking 25 years this year. It is Canada and North America's longest-lived and most effective youth advocacy body. And Mayor Olivia Chow has proclaimed today Toronto Youth Cabinet Day.
For more on this, we are joined live in studio now by Stephen Mensah. He's the Executive Director of the Toronto Youth Cabinet. Thank you for coming in, and congratulations on 25 years. That's special.
Thank you very much for having me. It is indeed special. I mean, 25 years, not a lot of youth groups can last this long and continue to do their work at a high capacity, and so it's a tremendous honor.
Yeah, so for 25 years, your group has been empowering young people everywhere.
Yeah.
Talk to us about your accomplishments.
Yeah, so over the 25 years, the Toronto Youth Cabinet has laid the foundation and done a lot of work to entrench young people into the City of Toronto's bureaucracy, as well as to push for significant policy achievements. So the Toronto Youth Cabinet back in 2006 pushed for the City Council to create an investment fund to give funding to grassroots youth-led groups, and this fund has been in existence for the last, since 2006. The Toronto Youth Cabinet also pushed the former Chief of Police back in 2006 to create the Chief's Youth Advisory Committee, so something Ryan Teschner, the current Inspector General of Police, when he was a part of TYC, he was able to get done. And obviously we know our education advocacy, pushing for free menstrual products across Ontario schools, pushing for mandatory mental health literacy, and so much more.
And what about the actual impact on the young people?
Yeah. And I made it so clear in my speech there to council is that no matter all these significant accomplishments and wins, it means nothing if we're not having that impact. And so I was reiterating the fact that it means so much when a young person can come up to you and say, thank you for your advocacy and thank you for your work because it had a positive change and impact on my life. And so I think due to our significant policy achievements and advocacy, we've seen that impact on the ground with young people.
This is a fun fact that I want to bring in. In 1998, then City Councillor Olivia Chow, she was the one who spearheaded the creation of the Toronto Youth Cabinet. All these years later, she is now the mayor of Toronto, of course. What do you make of her track record thus far, and how do you see this going, and how do you feel about what's happening at City Hall?
Yeah, it's a full circle moment, and it means a lot that she is, right now mayor. And so I think for TYC, we're hopeful for change. Ultimately, I made it clear to the council today that Toronto, we are at an inflection point, and so the steps we make today is gonna, move young people for better or for worse. And so as right now we're in the budget season, and so we need council to step up and truly improve young people's socioeconomic conditions. Young people are facing housing precarity, youth unemployment, a vast array of issues, and our mayor and council really need to step up to ensure young people are meaningfully supported this budget now more than ever.
Yeah, along those lines, can you further elaborate on some of the issues affecting young people, like the housing crisis? Is it okay for people to be relegated to having to have a roommate if they want to live downtown?
It's extremely unacceptable where we find ourselves right now, and the amount of young people who have lost hope to even be able to afford a home. I think, especially on the housing agenda, one focus that TYC has been reinforcing is youth homelessness. Young people are the fastest growing population of homeless youth in Canada, and we know many of them are facing hidden homelessness. And so we're pushing the city to increase the amount of young people who are moved from the shelter system into transitional and supportive housing. We're making sure and pushing for a summer youth employment program to make sure equity-deserving youth have access to meaningful and gainful employment. So the issues young people are facing are really holistic, and we need wraparound supports, and council is in the best position to do that just right now in this budget season.
And that voice and that perspective, it really matters, doesn't it? So is there anything else lawmakers, policymakers can do to connect with young people and the issues that they're facing in our city today?
One thing I said at a speech a couple of weeks ago was just remember young people exist. That's all it really takes is to remember that we have youth in this city, and let's prioritize them when we're making our policies. Let's prioritize them when we're making our decisions. And that's something the Toronto Youth Cabinet has been able to do over the last 25 years, ensure young people have a voice at the table, at the decision-making table. And although, we've done a lot, despite our best efforts, there's still more work to do. And I'm hopeful, optimistic, but I'm still very cautious that if we don't take the steps today, we are going to continue. We're not going to have a safe city. We're not going to have a vibrant city. We're not going to have a healthy city. And so right now it's utmost critical that we make sure that we have a city that's more equitable, accessible, and youth-friendly.
Yeah, and with that, we're still young until we're like 45, right?
Yeah, we're considered young.
You're definitely young.
Okay, Stephen Mensah, Executive Director of the Toronto Youth Cabinet, thank you very much for your work, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.